Welcome to LNN News. I'm Carolyn Day Pruitt. Here are this week's top stories. A Dinwiddie High chemistry class experiences a traumatic event that sent 3 students and a teacher to the hospital. A shooting took place late last week on BSU's campus as faculty, students, and alumni prepared for homecoming weekend. The Hopewell police chief discusses concerns about rising crime in a special city council meeting. And Colonial Heights volleyball coach Tony Martin celebrates her 250th career win. Those stories and more when we return after this.
It's time you heard the best fried chicken doesn't come out of a bucket or a box. You'll find it fresh out of the deep fryers at Breeze Inn. Virginia's finest chicken. Succulent, juicy chicken with a crispy coating. Hungry for more? Try our pulled pork barbecue, real Philly cheesesteaks, and mouth-watering burgers. Home to Virginia's finest chicken. And oh yeah, we've got a convenience store too. Warning, these products contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. The Vape Guys is where you'll find hundreds of e-liquids and a huge selection from salt nick options and disposables to hemp-based products and detox. The Vape Guys make you the star with their loyalty program, superior service, unrivaled selection, and the passion for vaping you deserve. The Vape Guys, 536 South Park Boulevard, Colonial Heights.
Welcome back to the LNN studio. First, let's take a look at state news. Earlier this month, the Youngkin administration unveiled Virginia's 2022 energy plan. The plan takes an approach to Virginia's energy future that the administration describes as all of the above. The plan will utilize all available forms of energy, including nuclear, natural gas, renewables, and new energy sources. Governor Youngkin explained his take on the Commonwealth's energy needs, saying that, quote, a growing Virginia must have reliable, affordable, and clean energy for Virginia's families and businesses. We need to shift to realistic and dynamic plans. The governor emphasized that Virginia's demand for energy is expanding, and the energy plan calls for increasing nuclear power in the state with the goal of Virginia becoming the world's leading nuclear innovation hub. Late last week, Governor Glenn Youngkin announced that Virginia has awarded almost $500,000 in grant funding that will support the Commonwealth's local economies. The Virginia Main Street program has awarded 16 communities a total of $257,000 to revitalize historic commercial districts, expand small businesses, and bolster local economies through new technology and marketing strategies. The Main Street grants are broken down into 3 categories. Downtown investment grants will be used for funding completed projects, seed funding for new projects, and gap funding. Community Vitality grants are awarded to communities developing their Main Street programs in order to revitalize their downtowns. Financial feasibility grants promote small-scale development with funding for the repurposing of unused upper floor space in significant derelict buildings. In addition to the Main Street funding, Virginia awarded $180,000 in community business launch grants. The CBL program provides funding for training entrepreneurs and holding business plan competitions in order to promote small business and economic development. Out of 6 applicants, 3 communities were selected to receive 2023 CBL funding: Lynchburg, Nelson County, and Waynesboro. We'll be back with local news after this.
Hourglass Realty Group.
Opening the door to your next journey.
The most rewarding part of my day would be seeing the residents putting a smile on their faces, especially if I have family members come up to me and say, oh, my loved one, they said they did this with you and they loved it, and that just makes me feel like I'm making a difference in their lives. My name is Chrissy Roth. I'm the Memory Care Activities Coordinator at Dunlop House. We definitely make a difference in the lives of our residents, and I would encourage anyone to come to Dunlop House and see what we're all about. Dunlop House, more than a house, it's home.
Welcome back. Let's turn to local news. Students in a Dinwiddie High School chemistry class, along with the teacher, were injured in a classroom incident that is being called an explosion by some witnesses. 4 students were treated for injuries, according to Dinwiddie officials, 3 of whom were taken to VCU Medical Center for further treatment. The teacher of the chemistry class was also treated at a local hospital. School officials canceled all after-school activities after the incident on Wednesday, October 12th, and converted to virtual learning for Thursday, October 13th. Staff and students were evacuated from the high school after a fire alarm was pulled Wednesday morning when a demonstration in the chemistry class went wrong. The incident is still under investigation by the Dinwiddie Sheriff's Office and Dinwiddie Fire and EMS. LNN will continue to follow this story as more information is made available. On Thursday, October 6th, police were called to the Virginia State University campus for a report of gunfire. VSU police tweeted an alert at 1:17 a.m. on October 6th, stating that the campus was being placed on lockdown and telling students to go indoors and stay indoors. Around 40 minutes later, a follow-up tweet announced that 2 males had exchanged gunfire on the campus quad, both of whom fled the scene. By 3:30 a.m., the joint efforts of campus police and Chesterfield County Police had cleared the scene, and students were told that the campus was no longer locked down and that there was no threat to the campus community. These events took place at the as the VSU community prepared for homecoming weekend activities. VSU police asked that anyone with information about the shooting contact them at 804-524-5411 or by email at confidentialreporting@vsu.edu. Hopewell Chief of Police A.J. Stark addressed both residents and City Council at a recent special meeting held on Wednesday, September 28th. The chief used the opportunity to introduce his platform comprised of 4 priorities, or, quote, the 4 Ps, as Stark has named them: preservation of human life, protecting the vulnerable, promoting problem-solving partnerships, and procuring top-tier talent. Stark emphasized that crime is rising not just in Hopewell but across the country. Despite those stats, Stark reported that vehicle theft is one area of crime that has dropped in Hopewell. The special meeting follows citizen complaints about downtown growing more dangerous and unwelcoming, a trend that has impacted local businesses. Stark outlined several initiatives that his department is implementing to address crime in Hopewell, but he also emphasized that the key to resolving this issue is for everyone in Hopewell to work together as a team. Last week, the Hopewell Prince George Crime Solvers hosted their annual Rib Fest fundraiser and also honored a local community member and LNN correspondent for her dedicated service. LNN's Chai Gallahan has the story.
Former Hopewell News and Herald Post editor Adrian Wallace was honored at the annual Crime Solvers Rib Fest fundraiser on Thursday, October 6th at the Scott Park Pavilion in Prince George. The popular annual event was attended by a crowd of people enjoying the classic automobiles that were on display, their hoods lifted so enthusiasts could see the muscle under the hoods, as well as the tasty food catered by Nanny's Barbecue. Law enforcement was represented by both Hopewell and Prince George, as well as other first responders.
Our 2022 honoree.
A certificate of appreciation read before the enthusiastic attendees described Wallace's service on the Crime Solvers board for 10 years. She chaired the Rib Fest during her first year on the board and was appointed the board president her second year. Wallace also created a second annual fundraiser in the form of a best of cooking competition to raise additional money for the Crime Solvers Fund. From Prince George, this is Chai Gallahan reporting for LNN.
We'll have more local news after this.
Colonial Plumbing, Heating, and Air offers service with a smile. They're a family-owned and operated service company located in Colonial Heights. Their hand-picked team is dedicated to delivering top-rated service with a satisfaction guarantee.
We're different from the status quo. Our people, our service, our products. They're revolutionary.
Today's show is brought to you by our friends at the Cloud Factory, who take a customized approach to their customers. They know not everyone is alike, and neither are their needs. So, the Cloud Factory focuses on what's best for you when it comes to CBD, hemp-based products, vape nicotine, glassware, and just about anything, providing alternative routes to a healthier you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sandy Elba.
And I'm Dr. Adam Elba.
We're chiropractors, and we love what we do.
We change lives on a regular basis. We go from pain relief all the way to wellness. We work with the cause of the problem, we help solve the problem, and put your life on a whole different path.
If you're concerned about your health in any way, or you just want to be healthier all the way around, come see us, Chester Family Chiropractic Center.
Welcome back. The City of Hopewell hosted a career fair in an attempt to fill open positions in several city departments. We return to Chai Gallahan for more.
We are here at the Community Center in Hopewell, and this is Kimmy Okeowo. She is the Public Information Officer for Hopewell. And Kimmy, what's going on today?
So we are hosting a career fair today. We are looking for any eligible applicants, anyone looking for a job and hoping to join us here in the city of Hopewell. We have multiple positions available across many different departments.
All right, and how's it going so far? Have you had a good response?
Yeah, we've had a great turnout. We've had a lot of different people coming interested in just learning more about our departments and the different positions that we have available. So the turnout has been really great.
Is there a key focus? Do you need more help in one area versus another area here?
So we do have a lot of positions open in our public works department as well as our recreation and parks. Those have the most positions open, but again, we have positions open across all departments. So
Great. So Hopewell has a lot to offer for people seeking gainful employment.
Exactly, yes.
Now, is there another strategy other than this particular day and this particular career fair to attract people to the city?
We'll definitely have more to come, but for right now, this is what we're hosting today.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
This is Chai Gallahan reporting from Hopewell, Virginia for LNN.
Colonial Heights' Tony Martin celebrated her 250th career win as Colonial Heights High School's girls varsity volleyball coach on October 4th. Martin started teaching straight out of college in another school system, and after 4 years there decided she was ready to move on to something new, teaching second grade in Colonial Heights. At her previous school, the volleyball season did not start until November, while Colonial Heights' season begins in August. And since Martin started as the volleyball coach the first summer she was hired, she has always had to juggle volleyball season with the chaos of starting school after a 3-month break. Martin said that she learns a lot from all of the kids in her life, whether they are students in her classroom, athletes on the volleyball court, or her 2 sons. She wears many hats and holds the young people in her life to a high standard. Martin said the girls on her team played the biggest part in her record-breaking career win last week. The night was already a special event because the volleyball team was holding a fundraiser to raise money for Little Pink Houses of Hope and holding a pink out for breast cancer awareness. Tony's husband, Chris Martin, a teacher at Colonial Heights Middle School, invited Martin's family and former players to come support the team as well. Martin said the team had 2 main goals that night, to beat Dinwiddie and to raise money with the pink out. The volleyball coach normally doesn't like being in the spotlight, but she knows the record was a huge milestone in her career as a coach. As far as what comes next, Martin says she can only envision one thing left to do: retire. She wants to remain in Colonial Heights, raise her family, and keep breaking records. Next up, 300 career wins. For these stories and more, check out this week's edition of the LNN Insider Digital News Magazine. Subscribe by going to lnnusa.com and clicking on the subscribe button at the top of the page. We'll be back with sports and weather in a moment.
I love being at home. I mean, you do get a lot done. For instance, I just got pre-qualified for a home loan online with BSV. So be a homebody. Visit bsvnet.com to see what you qualify for.
Bopper's Malt Shop, the niftiest place in Petersburg. Ice cream, candy, foot-long hot dogs, burgers, and now introducing the Bopper Blast, a hand-dipped vanilla shake with a blast of candy. Available in over 15 flavors. Bopper's Malt Shop, Old Town Petersburg.
Yes, you can still get haircuts, colors, highlights, waxing services, everything that's going to make you look great right here at the Apothic Company.
Now we go to G. Anadipe for the sports update.
NFL Power Rankings are in, and still at the top spot are the 5-0 Philadelphia Eagles. Coming in at number 2 are the 4-1 Buffalo Bills, number 3 the Kansas City Chiefs, number 4 the Baltimore Ravens, and number 5, get this guys, are the Dallas Cowboys. Are you surprised? Yeah, me too. In other NFL news, it looks like the Oakland Raiders are going to be losing one of their top receivers for a little bit. Devontae Adams was seen pushing a cameraman after a loss against the Kansas City Chiefs while exiting the field. Now, as a result, Devontae's actually going to be brought up on criminal charges for misdemeanor assault and may be facing some suspension. Now, what do we take away from this? Well, for starters, it might make more sense for you to hit one of the guys on the other team. Number 1, it's perfectly legal, and number 2, it might actually contribute to a win. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just a sportscaster. What do I know? NBA preseason basketball is still underway, but it has not stopped us from choosing who we believe are going to be our top 5 MVP candidates this year. Coming in at number 1, we have Nikola Jokic. Number 2, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Number 3, Joel Embiid. Number 4, Luka Doncic. And number 5, someone with a much more traditional name, Jason Tatum. Honorable mention guys include players such as Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and of course, Steph Curry. Now, although we believe Steph Curry is going to have a phenomenal season this year, we do think that his teammates may have something different in store. Just last week, footage of Draymond Green punching teammate Jordan Poole was released via TMZ. Now, since then, Draymond has apologized to his team and has been separated from the team up until now. He's actually scheduled to come back for practice this week and has only been receiving a fine for his actions. Now, if you ask me, punching your teammate warrants more than just a fine. But hey, I'm just one person. What do you guys think? Now, if you're watching via YouTube, leave your comments below. Do you think that he should be receiving a suspension in addition to the fine? Or do you believe the punishment fits the crime? Anyway, that's it for sports. Back to you, Carolyn Day.
Thanks, G. Now we go to Chai the weather guy, Gallahan. Chai, how's the weekend weather looking for us?
The weekend starts off sunny and cool with a slight breeze of 71 degrees and a low of 45. Saturday and Sunday continue with a slight breeze also and warm up with highs in the mid-70s, lows in the mid-50s. Great kite flying weather, believe it or not, and a chance of showers around 2 a.m. Monday has a chance of morning showers with a high of 69 and a low of 43. Tuesday and Wednesday bring out the sun again, but cool things down with highs in the mid-50s and lows in the mid-30s. You might have noticed the trees changing color, and with that comes the cooler temperatures, the smell of distant wood stove smoke, and autumn and Halloween decorations all over town. It might be time to break out the warm pajamas and sweaters. Back to you, Carolyn Day.
Thanks, Chai. That's it for this week's newscast. We'll see you next Thursday for the latest local news. In the meantime, be sure to follow LNN USA on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Thanks for watching LNN, news by the people, for the people. Hi, I'm Carolyn Day Pruitt.
And I'm Chai Gallahan.
Major media companies have editorialized reporting and called it news. The free press was never designed to be journalistic interpretation of the facts. LNN USA is committed to reporting facts about issues important to you, but the free press is anything but free.
LNN USA exists to serve our fellow citizens. As a locally owned and operated digital news network, we forego the expensive printing presses, costly production plants, and corporate overhead. Your membership dollars are primarily used to pay local reporters to cover local news. Reporters dedicated to investigative news and features that matter. To do that, we need your support.
Become a member, and you'll receive the LNN Insider Weekly Email, a 40-page magazine packed full of news and features you won't find anywhere else. Membership also includes full access to LNN News broadcast archives, LNN Insider magazine archives, extended interview clips not aired in the weekly broadcasts, and more.
Your membership supports local independent reporting free from corporate and political pressure and agendas. Become an LNN member today by going to lnnusa.com and clicking on the subscribe button at the top of the page.